Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Lovers. If this is your first time here, you're very much welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber or returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I recreate this wrap peplum top with puff sleeves, and I achieved this style using 2 yards of Ankara fabric. This video is very detailed and very easy to follow and beginners friendly. So if it is something you are interested in, make sure you keep on watching and make sure you watch to the end. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it useful. Give me a comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your loved ones, and also put on your notification bell in order to get notified when I drop a new video. So let's jump right into the tutorial. So guys, like I said earlier, I make use of 2 yards of African print fabric for the making of this top, but I will advise that you use at least 3 yards when you're making yours so it won't become stressful. So let's go ahead to fold the fabric. So this wrap top is divided into 2 parts: the upper part, which is from the shoulder down to the half length, and the lower part, which is the peplum, and it is from the half length to the full length. So I'll be cutting out the back first. So my fabric is folded into 2, as you can see, and I'm marking out my half length measurements, which is 17. So I added 1 inch for sewing allowance, so that makes it 18. So I ruled out the half length measurements here. So that is the first thing I did. So the next thing is that I'm going to mark out 2 inches for the zip allowance. So because it is the back, so it's definitely going to have a zip at the back. So I'm marking out 2 inches, which is going to be for the zip allowance here. So after I'm done with that, I rule it down like this. So the next thing is that I'm going to put in my shoulder measurement. So my shoulder measurement is 16 inches. 16 divided by 2, that is 8 inches. So I marked out my 8 inches, and for the neckline, I'm using the neck width of 3.5 inches and the neck depth of 1 inch for the back. And so from here, for the shoulder slope, I went down by 1 inch and I joined it like this. So for my shoulder depth, I marked 1 inch for the shoulder depth of the back. So so from here, from the shoulder slope here, I went down 9 inches, and that is for the armhole. So I marked 9 inches. So I placed my tape rule at the top again, and I marked out my under bust measurement, which is 15.5. So that is it. And the next thing now is to put in my bust measurement and under bust measurement, then the waist measurement. Then after I'm done with that, I joined it together. So that is just it. So the back is just a normal back. So that is it. So from here, I marked out the 8 inches that I this is my back measurements, and I joined the lines together like this. So then after that, I try to make a curve, which is the armhole curve. So I try to make the armhole curve here. So from here, I divided the 9 inches into 2, so which is 4, which will give me 4.5. So from the shoulder line here, I'm going to go out by 1/2 inch. So this is going to serve as an allowance for the shoulder, to join the shoulder to with the sleeve. So I went out by 1/2 inch, and I blend it with the center of the shoulder slope, as you can see. So that is that. I'm done with that. So the next thing now is to cut it out, and that is it. So from this zip area here, I try to get the midpoint of the zip from the zip allowance. So from the midpoint, I'm going to go in by half an inch, and that is because I want the zip to lay flat at the back, so I just to avoid bulging of the zip. So I went in by half an inch, and I'm going to connect it to the down part and to the upper part, as you can see me doing. This is just to avoid bulging of the zip, just to make it lay flat at the back, and that is it. So the next thing after I'm done with this is to cut it out. So this is what I have, guys. After cutting it out, you can see our bag is ready. So the next thing now is that I'm going to set this aside, and I'll move to the front part of the upper part, so which is going to be the overlapping. So guys, I've cut out what I'm going to be needing for the front part, and this is me trying to get to check if I have my 18 inches, which I did. And the next thing is that I ruled out my starting points. So after that, the next thing that I marked out what I use for my waist measurements. So my waist measurements divided by 4. I would waist measurement I use is 38. So 38 divided by 4, which is 9.5, plus 2 inches sewing allowance, that is 11.5. So I ruled out 11.5 here. So that is what I'm going to be using for the overlapping. So that is where the overlapping is going to take place. So that is the first thing I'm going to leave out. So I left out the overlapping parts first. So from here I'm going to go up by 4 inches. So I went up by 4 inches here. So that is the that is it. And for the shoulder depth for the front, I'm using 5 inches. So I went down for with 5 inches for the shoulder depth for the front. And the next thing is that I'm going to connect the two lines like this. So I'm going to make a curve here. I'm going to connect the two lines with a curve, as you can see me doing. So that is it. For the shoulder weight, I make use of 3.5 as well. So every other measurement that I'll be taking is going to start from this 11.5 line that I drew. So that is it. Every other measurement will be starting from this line. So I did the same thing, just the same thing that I did for the back. The only difference is that the front has this overlapping, so, and the back doesn't have. So that is just it. So I'm going to do every other thing that I did for the back here, just that I'm going to be starting it from the line 11.5 inches that I drew. So that is just it. And I connected the I connected my neckline, so it's going to be a V shape. So that is it. And for the shoulder, for the armhole, I went down by 9 inches as well. So I moved my tape to the top as well, and I drew my under bust measurements. So that is it. And the next thing now is that I put in my bust measurement. Please don't forget that every measurement is going to start from the line that I drew, from the 11.5 inches. So that is it. And I put in my bust measurements, my under bust measurements, and the waist measurements. And at the same time I rule out the back, the shoulder measurements here as well. And I ruled a straight line just like I did for the back, and I made a small curve here as well. So that is it. So from the back, from the 9, I divided the 9 inches into 2 as well, just like I did for the back. So I have 4.5 inches on the two sides. So I went out by ½ inch as well, and I joined the line together. So that is it. And the next thing now is to cut it out. It is just as simple as it looks. So I'll start my cutting from here, then to every other places. So that is just it. So you just need to pay attention. It is very easy to make, and trust me, within few hours you are done with the making of your wrap top. So, and that is it, guys. It's just as simple as that. So this is what I have after cutting it out. You can see the wrap effect is coming up already. So the wrap effect is coming up already. So I'm going to have to cut this into two, so I'll be able to overlap the two front piece together. So you can see this is my overlapping. So I'm going to place one on another like this, and that is it. And that is it. So I'm going to place it on each other like this, and you can see the overlapping effect is already formed. So now let's set this aside and work on the peplum aspects, which is the second part of the dress. So the peplum that was attached to the style I'm recreating is a 720-degree peplum, but because my fabric won't be enough, I'm going to make my a 360-degree peplum, but I won't be using my exact waist measurements. I'll be adding more allowance so that I will be able to place the peplum, and that will give me that full peplum effect as well. But if you need a tutorial on how to make a 720-degree peplum, I have a video on that, and the link is in the description box. 720-degree peplum means having a 360 degree peplum in two places. That is just it. Then after joining the two together, we have a 720-degree peplum. To calculate my peplum measurement, firstly I folded my fabric into 4, as you can see. Then I divided my waist measurement into 4, that is 38 divided by 4, which is 9.5. So the upper curve here has to be 9.5. To get that exact 9.5, I will have to divide the 9.5 into 2, which is 4.75. So I added 1 inch to it, which is 5.75. So I will mark 5.75 round, and you can as well round it up to 6 inches, because don't forget there's supposed to be zip allowance on the peplum as well, so you don't have to have the exact waist measurement. So because I said I want my peplum to have a little bit pleating, so I added excess allowance to it, so I'm going to be able to pleat it a little. So I am trying to show you guys my normal waist measurement. So I, after marking out my 5.75, if you want it to have a normal waist peplum without any pleats, so I'm trying to show you that I can get my 9.5 inches when I try to mark out 5.75 round. So that is just what I try to show you here. So from here now, the next thing is that I'm going to mark out 7.5 inches, because I'm using, because the blouse length is 24 inches. So the blouse length is 24 inches. So and the first half of the blouse is 17 inches. So I'm left with 7 inches. So I added ½ inch for the sewing allowance. So that is it, guys. After cutting it out, this is what I have. You can see by just looking at it, you can see the upper part is a little bit wide, so I'm going to be able to pleat it a little at the top while I'm joining it to the upper part of the top. So that is just it. So that is it, guys. So with this, we are almost done with the cutting of our wrap top. It is just as simple as this is just very simple. So the next thing now is that I'm going to cut out my puff sleeve, and that is it. So this is this I'm trying to roll out my starting point here, because I'm trying to manage my fabric. So we advise when you're making yours, just make use of at least 3 yards, so it will be very much easier. So from this point here, I'm going down by 5 inches. So I went down by 5 inches from this point, and I'm going to make a curve like this. So I'm making this curve. This is my sleeve, so I'm making a little bit curve like this, and I'm going to roll it down. So it's going to be a puff, so it has to be big. So that is just it. The next thing now is to cut this out, and we are done with the cutting. I'm going to place this on another fabric, and I'll cut out the second arm. So thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.